Hey, this is James with the Board Game Network again. It's almost like Christmas in the springtime. I got a collection of games here that I'm going to be unboxing. We'll just start at the top. Look at that. And I'll be going through these. We'll be doing an unboxing. We can start at the top. These are fairly recent games. Some of them are really new. Some of them are a few years old. I'm going to start with Pandemic in the Lab. This is, I believe, the second expansion for Pandemic. It can play actually 1 to 6 players. So you can play solo or you can play teams. So a little bit of variety there from the regular game of Pandemic. We'll take a look to see what we have inside. You can sequence diseases, you can take samples, you can test cures. That's what it's telling me on the box. So a little bit of difference between this one and the other one. This one says it plays 8 and older. The other one says a little bit older, but I think you can play it younger since it's typically a cooperative game. Here we've got, there's the box lid. Here's our rule book. A few more pages of rules here. And we have some tokens. Look at that. All right. And a new board. Ha ha ha, look at this. This is cool. They once again have this cutout. I've got a different expansion that has this cutout that you can put your cubes in petri dishes. It'll hold your cubes. We have again some new counters. We've got the purple cubes for a new color virus. We have some new roll markers. And these look like some new we've got some green things here that look like houses, so they're probably see this? Wow, that's awesome. Those are probably where you have to do your cures at. Let's check out our new cards here. These are probably research stations. That's what the word I was trying to think of. Research stations. But they're green, so I don't know what that means. I'll have to read the rules, huh? Apparently. Oh, we've got some revised actions. It says, here's my action card just like in the base game, but it says they're revised. So I'm going to check that out. See what kind of revisions they've done to them. Here's our new roles. Let's see what we've got the field director. Let's see what that does. You may treat disease in a city connected to the city you were in. Wow, so you can treat an adjacent city. Once per turn you may, with permission, move another player's pawn in your city or a city connected to it by drive or ferry. Doing this is a free bonus action. Okay, that's the field director. We got the virologist. When you discover a cure, you may discard 2 city cards of the same color to replace 1 city card of the cure color. When you discover a cure, you may discard 2 city cards of the same color to replace 1 city card of the cure color. And then another action is, as an action, discard a city card to remove 1 cube of its color from any city, returning it to supply. Wow, so that'll help treat a disease from across the country, it sounds like, or across the world. We got the local liaison. It says once during your turn as an action, you may give a city card that matches the color of the city you are in to a player in a city of the same color. And then a lab challenge. Once per turn at a research station, you may either characterize a disease or test a cure as a free bonus action. I'm going to have to check out these bonus actions. There's a couple of things that had bonus actions. And then we have the pilot. You cannot do movement actions, so drive or ferry or flights, nor build research stations. Woo, man! Well, that's a limiting factor there. Let's see what it can do. You may, as an action, fly to any city within 3 connections of the city you are in, skipping cities in between. You may, with permission, take 1 other pawn with you. This guy can only fly. That's interesting. Okay. We got a CDC roll. Okay. Check that out. After infections, each turn may do 1 action. Move a player, reassign a role, exchange data, draw a card, discover a cure. This is for use only in the solo game is what it says. Okay. The epidemiologist. Once during your turn, you may, with permission, take any city card from a player in the same city with you. Doing this is not an action. Lab challenge. Once per turn at the research station, you may process a sample as a free bonus action. And then the researcher. I've seen a couple of these before in a different expansion. The researcher, you may give any one of your city cards when you share knowledge. It need not match your city. The player who shares knowledge with you on their turn can take 1 of your city cards. And then the lab challenge. Once per turn at a research station, you may sequence a disease as a free bonus action. So these two here, the epidemiologist and the researcher, I believe were in either in the base game or one of the other expansions, except for they have this additional lab challenge effect down here at the bottom. And then we've got, so let's see, how many of these do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 new roles, plus the CDC. We've got 3 new events. Here's an event called Infection Zone Ban. Ignore all chain reaction outbreaks until the player's next turn begins. Put this card in front of this player. Discard it when his next turn begins. Ignore all chain reaction outbreaks. Well, that would be very helpful at some points in this game. You get chain reaction outbreaks and this game's over. So that'll stop that. This one's called Improved Sanitation. Treat disease removes 1 more cube of the same color if present until the player's next turn begins. Put this card in front of the player, discard it when his next turn begins. So apparently when he treats, he's curing 1 extra cube for a whole round. Or maybe that's for everybody until the player's next round. Okay. Sequencing breakthrough. I'm not sure if I showed you these. Those are those 2. Here's sequencing breakthrough. Discard 1 fewer city card than needed to do the next discover cure. Okay. And then we've got 2 new epidemic cards. Virulent strain. One's called highly contagious. Outbreaks, but not chain reaction outbreaks of the virulent strain, add 2 cubes to each connected city. If a connected city has 2 or more virulent strain cubes, make this 3 cubes and do 1 chain reaction outbreak there. And then resistant to treatment until the virulent strain is cured. Removing its cubes with treat disease takes 2 actions in 1 turn. Discard this card when it is cured. Then we got a couple of mutation cards. Worldwide Panic. If the purple disease is not eradicated, draw a card from the bottom of the infection deck. Place 2 purple disease cubes only in this city. And then Worldwide Panic. Oh, it's mostly the same. Okay, those two do the same thing. And then we got a variety of new cards here. Those must be sequencing cards, or have something to do with sequencing to try to test for a cure. I'm going to have to get back with you on how to play this expansion because I don't know yet. Here's some goals. And then some bonus cards for team game to must do some different things in a team game. That sounds interesting. And then look at this, man. We got some vials in here if I can get them out. Wow. I think there's some virus stuff in here. I don't think I want to open these. Might get contaminated or something. Wow. I'm going to leave those closed. Maybe those are our new markers instead of the old plastic ones to keep track of if something has been eradicated or cured. Not sure. Okay. So that's what's in there. Once again, that's called Pandemic in the Lab. That's put out by Z-Man Games. This is the second expansion. I'm going to have to check it out. And I'm going to have to get some rules posted. And probably put a link on this video on the rules video so you can learn how to play it.